All right. Up here in the top right, we have the grand finalist, the beast, the Terran, the man who has stated, I want revenge. Spamming it with a hell of a ton of exclamation marks in the lobby before the game. The moment he saw his opponent had won, he said, oh, this is the guy who 3-0'd me in the grand finals of the NA Weekly just the other day. I want revenge. This is BYUN. His opponent is down here in the bottom left. It's Alpha X ASTREA. The young gun, the American beast. He's gotten here by 3-0ing Big Gabe. A monstrous effort. But he's going to be dealing with a proxy barrack, sending a Reaper into his base very early on. Make sure you go for that Cybercore, buddy. No, he's going for a greedy build. Oh, this is a massive advantage for BYUN, guys. BYUN should be able to kill 3 probes. So he's going to come in, see that there's a proxy barracks, and go, shit. He's gone for the greedy Nexus before Cybercore. He will build a Zealot to buy himself a little bit of time. He needs to go that pylon. Make sure he can build the Adept or Stalker immediately. Now, oh, BYUN's been doing this a lot lately. This is so greedy because, like, the chances of it actually hiding in that spot right there is so low. Okay, you get a micro. ASTREA, you can still kill it. You can still kill it. Oh, ASTREA's not microing it. Okay, his probe's getting chased up there. The Zealot. Gonna go after the bunker, apparently. He should be going after the Reaper, I believe. Well, he can wall this off. Oh, the probe actually, yeah, kind of threatened to wall off the Reaper there. He does lose 1 probe, but there we go. Not too bad. Second probe will be falling momentarily, or will it? He's gonna try and hide those probes up over here where it's hard to get to them. The bunker does get canceled. Guys, only 1 probe. That could have been a lot worse. I'll tell you that. That could have been a lot worse. Now, second Reaper will be coming out. There's no shield battery, so he's just going to hang here in between both mineral lines. He doesn't know where he'll come in. Remember, if those Reapers dive in there, there's no way out. Ooh-wee. Oh, they almost get a second probe. They do get 1. Still not bad. Okay, so Zealot's going to guard there. Now he should split the Stalkers up. 1 at the front of the natural and 1 up in the main. Usually the way to do that. Probe still inside the base sees a Starport go down. He's going to start harassing that, of course. So in this scenario, if you ever attack an SCV building something, guys, you want to hold down shift and then give it at least 5 or 6 more attack commands, just a whole bunch of them, so that the probe will automatically reacquire that SCV if it floats from one area to another. Almost gets the kill, not quite there, but does force a bit of a shuffle, forces the Reapers home momentarily. And just a Twilight Council for ASTREA, who's got a shield battery in both bases, playing very safe. Up against what appears to be a Widowmine drop follow-up for BYUN. Big thanks to the guys in the chat saying they've enjoyed the most recent flow files. Thank you, mates. Ooh, Reaper's diving. Oh, okay. Oh, another Reaper does go down. Oh my. That Reaper's on a one-way trip. That Stalker should get it, as long as he micros this. Sometimes you'll see players let the Reaper get away because they just go off to do some macro tasks, but ASTREA monitors that very well. He's got the Robo in the 3rd gateway. He's going to go for Colossus pretty early. Now, ASTREA is a big fan of 2-base Colossus off the back of the Blink opening, and then securing a very well-timed 3rd, and Colossus, and Blink, and Observers. And you might go, well, how do you do all those things? Oh, he also gets upgrades as well, guys. How does he do all that? Well, he stays on 2 gate literally forever. He doesn't, his extra gateways are very late, so you gotta be very careful. Okay, that Widowmine there. Oh, he keeps changing targets with the Widowmine. Finally does fire, gets 2 probes, not too bad. And this is a great map for the Widowmine drop, because it can come in there, there. How do you guard all these angles at once? Well, you just can't, guys. Stalker's not quite on the edge, not going to get any hits on the medevac, unfortunately, so he could even just unburrow that if he really wants to. Observer there does allow him to clear it up without even taking a probe loss, though. I like the Observer on pervert mode, kind of between the bases, because if he burrows a Widowmine here, it's still in range. If it puts it up there, it's out of Observer range. Okay, so Zealot's going to go across the map just as a bit of a spotter, I guess, to see if there's a surprise attack. 3 racks is up right now. And very nice setup here just to get all those 2-base pieces together for BYUN. 3rd Nexus starts for ASTREA. Robo Bay's almost finished. And DT's a big part of his success against BYUN the other day. In that 3-0, BYUN was ahead quite significantly, twice off the early game. Well, not massively, but it was a solid little advantage, right? One of the games I think a bit better than the other one, and in 2 of those games, it was the mid-game DT backstab from ASTREA that actually did big damage. So it kind of either bought him a lot of time or picked off a lot of SCVs and bought him a lot of time. Both very successful executions of the delayed DTs. He's got his Stalkers just waiting out of vision. So notice BYUN keeps like trying to threaten coming in, and ASTREA's just not showing him anything. He's like, if you come in, I'll blink on you, but until you do, I'm just waiting out of vision for now, no worries. Observer sees the Marines coming over. 3 barracks pumping as well as medevacs. No add-on on the factory just yet. The Observer will see that SCV heading there to start the 3rd base. Observer does get scanned down. 1 Colossus is out. Viagra, aka Extended Thermal Lance, is on the way. As we said, guys, 3rd and 4th gateway only starts at 6:45. That's so late. It's so late, man. But he's focusing on tech units. Now these Stalkers are going to die. Oh, he's actually trying to focus down the probes. He'll get 2 there. Good mining time and a Stalker. Guess what? ASTREA's out of position. He was trying to scare the push out, so he was out on the map. He's going to have to do a quick recall. He's going to lose a pylon there, but he has a shield battery, so... Oh! Heal, 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 heal. Oh, a little too slow on that, which means charge is delayed. It's a very important upgrade. He's got to get back to his 3rd base right now and just leave a few Stalkers here. Now the drop there for BYUN. He's going to rotate. He's going to think about grouping up on this 3rd base. Charge getting delayed, a huge mistake there. Or not a mistake so much, but it's a huge problem for ASTREA. Almost gets the drop, but not quite. And that drop's going to come right back in, realizing that ASTREA's overextended. Ooh, Siege Tank does go down. Preemptive battery overcharge, not a bad idea. What can this find in the main? If he could depower that again, that charge just kicked in. He's going to depower 3 gateways, though. And remember, ASTREA has next to no production. He's in a very greedy / fragile setup. So this is really awkward for him to be losing that production right now. Another medevac comes in, it drops, but the Colossus is here. Guardian Shield as well. This ain't going to work for BYUN. He gets a few more Stalkers, but he could lose some more of those units. Just remember the gateway count so low. He's up to 6 gateways, but 3 of them depowered right now. Nice force field, but not enough warpins. He's got no warpins available. Honestly, just a few zealots would have defended this. Just a few zealot warpins would have changed everything. But he just doesn't have any units. Honestly, that 1 Artosis pylon in the main, undoing ASTREA in this game. And that is a bit of a disaster. If he even started healing it on the 2nd time, I think he's fine here, guys, because he had a 3rd Colossus about to pop. But BYUN finds the weak point, and he makes it worth it. Very well played by BYUN. All right, a little unfortunate there. The Arty pylon gets caught out on his own. In the bottom right, it's Alpha X ASTREA. And in the top left, we have BYUN. And indeed, we've got some people tuning going, what? How are you still streaming, Pig? We just pointed out that we had to keep streaming after our viewer tournament earlier today. We absolutely had to keep it going, everybody. Because not only do we find ourselves with a rematch of the grand finals from earlier this week, where ASTREA beat him 3-0. Oh, and a fake proxy barracks to follow up the real one. I like this. Cute little mind games from ASTREA. From BYUN, sorry. But we've also got a bracket which was so stacked. So I was just saying, Parting, Zest, Cure, Hero Marine. These are all the names of players who've already been eliminated before this finals. Trap, Gumiho, like Nightmare, Creator, Cast, Haas. So many good players. It's actually insane, man. It's actually insane. So many players being eliminated so far, and it is a thing. Now, guys, what you want to do is you want to send the probe to here, and you're going to see if they do this barracks. It's a cute little thing, but if people start doing this a lot, you sometimes can check the edge from inside the main. You can see if they put a barracks down there. Now, let's see where ASTREA goes. ASTREA's just going to hang out in the base. Ooh, he's got a gateway on the natural. He's going quick Nexus again. Oh, he's going for the greedy build again. Well, you know what? The Reaper should come back to kill this probe. Normally with this barracks position. The funny thing is the Reaper could just go in and it could actually kill some stuff. Question is, does the Zealot go across the map to pressure? And I think ASTREA does. I think he says, yeah, screw defending my mineral line. And as I say that, he's like, nah, it's been spotted, so actually let's do that. Oh no, he delivers the probe. Run to the left, run to the left. Just waste a few seconds of that Reaper's time. The Reaper actually expects the Zealot to be coming right now. Look at the way he's moving. I think he's expecting to catch the Zealot on the way across the map, guys. Let's see. He might still commit on in. Zealot's waiting on the high ground. Adept is already almost finished, so Adept will be out in about 4 seconds. Zealot does not land a hit on the way past. And there we go. Oh, he's actually hiding his shade to try and make it more of a surprise there. Interesting. I've never seen someone do that before, but cute little maneuver from ASTREA. Second Reaper's on the way, and straight to Widow Mines for BYUN. Has to put his command center on the high ground. This guy, BYUN put me in the naughty corner. I've got to sit here and think about my actions. That SCV is stuck there for a little while. The Adept's going to come in, but it hasn't landed a hit yet. So once again, a few probes will go down. He does block the most common path that the Reapers like to take there to get out. So BYUN only gets 1 extra probe and pulls back. Now, yeah, you can use that other Adept to defend the natural. Definitely should stay there. Now, it feels like... So this is 2 levels above. So yeah, they can't see you from here. Because this only sees the same as that level. Oh, the Zealot lands a hit. Very nice. He's going to try and get a probe. ASTREA didn't micro it away, so he's actually going to lose that. A little sloppy from ASTREA. He could have microed that probe out of there. And both Reapers do go down. Phoenix play has been spotted though. So pretty successful scout for BYUN. Trades out for 3 Reapers, 3 probes. Not the end of the world by any means. Definitely not too keen on doing a Widow Mine drop though. Now that he knows there's Phoenix, he's like, okay. So look at this, guys. Notice he's hidden a Widow Mine right underneath the top of the gas. So if we rotate the camera, we can see it, but normally very hard to see. It's only really the line from the Widow Mine that'll give that away. Same with this Widow Mine here. It's hiding above the top of the starport. So really cute Widow Mine placement. This one, of course, just on the ramp. A bit of a normie mine there. But we'll see if ASTREA notices these. Oh, he already took a Viking shot. Phoenix normally don't get 1 shot, guys. But he actually already took a Viking shot, so he loses a Phoenix. So rough start for ASTREA. Oh, that's a very rough start for ASTREA. Now, BYUN, he's getting his 3rd barracks up. He's got, I think, a good start. A good position. Engineering bays on the way. He's only building 1 tank, and he's already swapping. So it's going to be like a bio-mine multi-prong start, which is amazing. However, Phoenix Colossus defense can be pretty good against this. For now, ASTREA is building an Immortal. Cancels it, though. Yeah, I don't think he needs any defense, so I think it's good that he chose to go Robo Bay instead. Thank you very much, guys, for the kind comments in the chat. Big thank you to C. Barnes, the Prime sub, as well as Red Marshall for the cheer there. Thank you guys for the support. If you're enjoying the series on Twitch, don't forget to show some love there. If this one ends up being a real banger of a grand finals and makes its way to YouTube, don't forget to check out the Patreon. Just look up Pigstarcraft Patreon. So Widow Mine's still kind of hiding around, making it very hard, but he did just get 1 SCV that was building the depot. He sees the Observer, does he? I think BYUN might have seen that Observer. He kind of wants to go out there and kill it. The Observer's going to move in a little bit. He's just taking a look-see. Alright, he sees there's not much anti-air there. Just grabbing a few Marines, chilling out, and a scan to answer. No? Sitting right there. Hasn't noticed it yet, BYUN. He was waiting for 50 energy. That's why I'm like, the way he's moving, surely he wants to get rid of that. Another SCV goes down though, guys. This is not a crazy Phoenix commitment just yet. He's already gone into Colossus. Charge will be coming in soon. Charge +1 Colossus production. And I think he's going to start his 2nd Colossus even before Extended Thermal Lance, which I think is actually the priority right now, personally. But I actually think it means he might have forgotten. And that's the problem. So, because players almost never realize, if they forget Extended Thermal Lance, it used to be a +3 range. It's only +2 range these days. It's 150, 150. It used to be 200. So it's not as drastic. It's still pretty important, though. I mean, it's a big splash damage unit. You want that to rain down death from far away, and it not being on the way tells us ASTREA has almost certainly forgotten it. Now, 1 Immortal, very good versus tanks, but his unit count overall very low. Phoenix here threatening. And... oh, he goes for the Viking. Oh my god, good force fields to keep the Immortal alive. Trap some of the bio as well. Oh, and he's going to dive here. He picks up the tank. Oh, he does take one big Widow Mine to the face, but the Immortal clears the tank up. He only loses 2 probes, and he will not lose that 3rd base. Yeah, no. If BYUN commits to taking that down, that's a very big investment. We need a shield battery here, that's for sure. There's nothing happening in the other bases. There's just a Widow Mine there. There's no observers at this moment. He's going to sacrifice a Zealot. Would have preferred a probe personally, but... Oh, he almost gets that. At least he stops the drop. This big spready. Big spread push here from Mr. BYUN, and ASTREA, a little supply blocked. Oh no, he loses a Colossus. And that was honestly, if he was on A move, that wouldn't have happened. He was on move command at the start of that fight. An uncharacteristic mistake there, and he still does not have Viagra. His 3rd Colossus is on the way now. He's trying to split his army up to deal with the drops. I think right now, BYUN's just trying to actually kill him on the front. So ASTREA, he's maybe split even more than he needs to be right now. Now, if you do push in the middle, that does kind of mean he's going to automatically be coming at you from a flank. So you do have to be a little careful here as BYUN. This seems like a bad fight for BYUN. Colossus survives. The Phoenix picking up some Marauders. The Immortal and Colossus doing damage. Still no Viagra for these Colossus. I don't think they're ever going to be getting it, guys. They're going to have to lift this one up all on their own. It's going to have to be an El Natural Protoss army here. He's getting +2 attack on the way. And that's kind of not too far behind the +1 armor. 3rd Command Center is finally finished for BYUN. He's adding his 4th and 5th barracks in here now, trying to round out that production. Battery overcharge just to help heal units up before the fight even started. Clicks on that again. BYUN seems to be clicking with his bio a little bit too much. His bio, I know it's a strong army, but oh my god, ASTREA. ASTREA losing a Colossus unnecessarily there again. Once again, I think we're gonna ask about that Colossus range. Because I think it wouldn't be going so far forward in the first place. Just from an A move otherwise. Picks up some units, doesn't lose any Phoenix. ASTREA's in an amazing position. It's just that he's lost 2 Colossus unnecessarily. Stops him. He could be on 4 Colossus right now and just be, it's like a game winner. Because he could just shove. 4 Colossus versus 2 Vikings is game over, right? You just push, you add Archons, you add Zealots, you win the game. But ASTREA's going to go 2nd Forge, and that tells us he's probably going to go 4th Nexus. 2nd Robo, which he'll drop probably at the 3rd base, he normally likes to put it, and a DT Shrine will go down soon. This is kind of his next step. That being said, he doesn't usually get Archons quite as early, so maybe a little bit of a deviance from that normal path. Maybe saying, you know what, he's going to be way more prepared for my DTs this time. I'm going to not go my DTs at my normal moment in the game. Now, he doesn't have any observers out right now, which is kind of a bummer. Armory's not finished. He wants to kill that Widow Mine. Nicely done. He's got a Zealot drop ready to go into that main base. Does ASTREA. Blink, 4th Nexus on the way. He does have 2 Forges, but he hasn't used them just yet. I'd love to see those 3-1 upgrades starting up. Going into Plasma Shields after that would definitely flesh things out. He's starting Disruptors, but he's only got 1 Robo. This does not feel like the setup that ASTREA had earlier this week, and that's why I'm questioning where the extra tech is. There we go. Robo finally goes down on that 3rd. It feels a little bit late. Phoenix does go down there. He's got the Zealot. I mean, the Zealot drop's great, but it's so much stronger if you're pushing the front as well. If you just send the Zealot drop in on its own, it's kind of bad. So he's moving it forward. He's not actually using it yet, and that's fine. Don't use it until your army's ready. Okay, there we go. 3-1 upgrade, 2nd Robo. He needs to keep building observers. Honestly, the problem with only 1 Robo is you can't even afford to skip Robo production right now. And, well, Armory is still not done. And with no Armory starting, I got a question. You've got a 4th Command Center. Are you all in or not? 4th Command Center equals macro game. No Armory. No 2-2 equals all in. So which one is it, BYUN? Right now, BYUN is stalling out in terms of his tech a little bit. Yeah, he's got Ghosts. Yeah, he's got some Vikings. So the Colossus aren't going to be that great. Problem is there are some Disruptors out. There's already 2 Disruptors on the field. He's going to be getting more behind that. And as nice as this composition is, upgrade-wise, when 3-1 kicks in for Protoss, that's just a big Protoss advantage. Now remember, no Viagra. That being said, the Colossus are going to die pretty quickly in this fight anyway. At least I expect them to. He's going for a big old battle. The Disruptors are not joining in right now. Stim's already about to wear off. But these sort of skirmishes always favor the Terran because the Vikings have the advantage. So they actually picked away quite a few of the Phoenix there. Okay, what to watch out there. Plenty of Zealots guarding the Disruptor plus the battery. And that Disruptor doesn't even go down for that dive. BYUN is about to get jumped on right now, guys. Oh, a big ball. Gets a bunch of Ghosts and Marauders. One Colossus still stands strong, and it's going to survive for a little bit longer. Okay, it's going to go down, but there's too much behind it. There's still another ball already recharged there. He's going to throw 2 balls out. At least one will go off, and it does. If the Stalkers could have blunked forward, that would have been great, but they used their blink defensively. And guess what, guys? He forgot to send his drop in during that. So ASTREA definitely not managing things as flawlessly as he did the other day. What are we looking at? Hello? Comment section? What is this? I have never noticed this on the Edge of Curious Minds. Those curious minds out there in the chat, let me know. In the chat land, in the comments section, what are we looking at? I have no idea what we're looking at. Zealot's coming on in. Okay, Zealot's in the main. So he's got a Zealot on the bottom left that's going to kill a lot of stuff in the field. He's going to get the Ghost Academy. Oh, that's a pretty big pickoff, actually. He's going to push the front at the same time. Oh, he forces the army to pick up and evacuate. BYUN's in Desperation Town right now. That Zealot in the bottom left is up to a bunch of kills. It's getting attacked by the SCVs, but it's going to kill a lot of them before it goes down. 25 SCVs. The Vikings landed, desperately trying to hold in the main base. That Zealot finally died, but only after it killed about 8 SCVs on the 4th base. Vikings dying to Zealots, never a situation you want there as the Terran. The army coming back in on the front, and the Ghosts! Oh, Ghosts getting hammered there. So many Ghosts and Marauders falling. This is that one Immortal from earlier in the game. 3 kills. 11 kills, sorry. 3 attack, 1 armor. And ASTREA ties up the series. Alright, guys. In the bottom right, BYUN. He's going on to Pride of Altaris, one of the biggest maps on the pool. A literal eon away in the top left side of this map. It's Alpha X ASTREA. Is it ever worth getting plasma shields versus Terran? Ever, says Crypt. It's probably not the highest priority at high level when people are EMPing you all the time very well. But if you're not playing super duper pro gamers, it's totally worth. Plasma shields are fantastic. They're a great upgrade. They're really good. Because obviously it helps buildings, helps everything. It's just they're very expensive. Not as effective as the attack and armor upgrades, generally speaking. But if you're like very Archon heavy versus Zerg, it's like, oof, sick upgrades, right? It's just that if your opponent EMPs them, they're like, oh, well, there was no point investing in all those Archons and those plasma shields. They just got wiped instantly. So just kind of taking it in, I'm having a bit of a think about where the players go from here. Reaper into Reactor. A little bit old school. Oh, he gets it just before the recall is complete, so he wastes a recall and doesn't save the probe. That's kind of rough for ASTREA, guys. Loses that and loses the 50 energy, which means 1 less chrono boost. Obviously, it'll be cooled down by any point where you'd actually want to recall units in this game, usually, so not the biggest. You can jump Reapers there? What? I had no idea. I'm so uncool. I had no idea you could jump Reapers up and down there. That's actually insane. There's even a little blue symbol, a little blue marker that tells you can. Oh, there's one there. Oh, and that's... Oh, I'm learning, guys. We've got blue markers that tell you can go up or down. Bam, bam. Oh, bam, bam. Is there anywhere else on the map? Little blue markers? Now I don't even care about the gameplay. I just want to go look at the blue markers, guys. Figure out if there's some jumping points. Alright, that does pull back. Got 2 barracks on the way in engineering bay as well. John DeLorean was named after the car. The car was named after the movie. What about the Mandalorian? So chat has decided that it was indeed a flux capacitor on the edge of Curious Minds. Off the edge of that map. Oh! Oh, BYUN, make up your mind, bro. Holy shit, guys. Is that a space shark? They have a space shark in it. Is this a fish tank? This map has a fish tank. Holy crap. And there's another one with like a little hippo in it or something. I don't know what that other thing is. There's another guy in there as well. Oh my lord. I am learning so much about Pride of Altaris right now. This map is like a Protoss zoo. I know in the middle of it, you can see that we're on a spaceship because outside of it, there's space, there's planets, and there's a Spear of Adun. Which is kind of cool. And I think that little ship, I don't know, that might be a special little ship. Maybe like Zeratul shuttle or something. I don't know. Very cool map. Also very gigantic. So it's going to be a little harder for BYUN to just kill his opponent. This is a map where you want to kind of drag it out and see what you can do. It is a 3 racks build order for BYUN. No add-on on the 3rd barracks because he went for that Reaper reactor and he went for that very quick engineering bay. So this is my least favorite version of the 3 racks. Much later factory, about 15 seconds, 20 seconds later. You do need to make sure you start +1 armor straight away to make this build worth it. His 3rd gas, I think, might be a little late to make that work. Now, this is a 3-gate blink pressure from ASTREA. He does not do this as an all-in. He does a sharp pressure. But it is just that. ASTREA is never really looking for the kill on you. He's already thinking about dropping a 3rd base right now. He's going to warp in 3 more Stalkers, so it's 10 Stalkers just after 5 minutes. Maybe a little later than I've seen him hit this before. See how it goes.
You're right. This is free and easily worth $10. Thanks for what you do.
Holy crap, Wankle! Thank you so much for the $10, and thank you, Bob, for reading that message out. Oh my god, above and beyond, guys. I'll give you guys some proper shoutouts in a moment because that was a beautiful maneuver. Not a single... A Stalker did die there, apparently. Apparently, one Stalker... I didn't see the Stalker die. I thought it was not a single Stalker, but he got a bunch of Marines and cleared the bunker out. And he's going to try... Oh, he's going to force field. Oh, ASTREA, you... Oh, clever girl. He's going to try and force field this bio. Oh my god, this could actually be brutal. Yeah, the bunker's definitely not getting up. And look at those force fields. He baits the stim out, and now he's just got to disengage. The SCV's all being pulled, as well as the blink. Okay, maybe... How many he lost a couple of Stalkers there. 4 Stalkers went down. I mean, he got a big pull of the SCVs. He got some damage, but it's not going to be able to kill him. Now, he could do that as well, where you blink into the main and then force field the ramp, but the ramp is so far back, it's very well protected here. So we've got a Robo there, Robo Bay as well. Forge is getting +1. We'll see Charge at some point in the future. Stalkers blink in, and then they prism out. But he loses an extra Stalker, a little sloppy. And that 3rd command center is very quick, guys. Remember, this was the 3cc 3 racks. And, oh, it's gone really bad for ASTREA. Very, very bad for ASTREA. BYUN loves this for Glittering Ashes and Pride, these very greedy maps. He really loves this. Good pullbacks by ASTREA. He's going to try and do a little bit of micro, but he's got to be very careful. He's getting outnumbered. A massive thank you, Wankle Engine, Nikki O, as well. Thank you, guys. We'll give you guys proper shoutouts after the games, but thank you so much for the love, as well as Wangadude, which is the greatest name on Twitch. Wangadude. He's the master of the Wanga. The Wanga. I don't know what a Wanger is, but I have an idea. Terms of service. Ooh, Stalker's coming back in. Oh, he's keeping BYUN at home, and it's such a big map. He's actually going to get away. He has nothing at home right now, guys. Guys, honestly, ASTREA has a Colossus. That's his army. It's 1 Colossus. He's lost every other unit. And yet he's keeping BYUN back from pushing him. And BYUN instead is like, fine, I'll just take my 4th and 5th racks. I'll chill, you know, I'll defend. I'm playing 3cc. I've got to be careful. But this actually gives time. And Viagra got remembered this game. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. It could make a big difference. Stalkers are blinking in. They're killing a lot of different things. The SCV's going down. Ooh. Colossus is there. The Stalkers and the Sentries as well. Stalkers are going to go in and start to focus fire things. Oh. Missile turret in the main goes down. Oh! Oh! Oh, free medevacs! BYUN! BYUN! Oh my god, he loses 2 medevacs. Oh, he blinks, dives it, picks it up with the prism and gets out. BYUN with a big mess up there. Oh, a bit of a lazy A move. Of course, the medevacs flew right on top and the bio had to run around. This observer still sees everything, by the way. ASTREA doing very well. He's going to recall a Colossus and some Zealots up here. No Viagra for you, says BYUN! He snatches the pills out of ASTREA's hand, and ASTREA is once again going to have to play Limp Colossus style here for at least the next few minutes. He's also got a lot of minerals in the bank. ASTREA is being really annoying with his Stalkers, but he is mismacroing a bit. We're seeing a little bit of a zest moment from ASTREA, and and this is very cool, but he's got to be warping in. He's got to be spending his money. So I can tell BYUN's a little triggered, but I think BYUN is just macroing a little bit better during the triggering. Whereas ASTREA is the one who's struggling a little bit. I'm like, where? Okay, he's warping in Zealots. He's trying to make Forges, Twilight Council, Templar Archives, Robo Bay. But yeah, limp Colossus, not as strong as those big, stiff Viagra Colossus. So, anyways, Vikings are on the way. 5 barracks, Vikings tanks. This is a big Viking tank push. Sort of army you really need to be able to greet with enough zealots. So he needs a lot more pylons, does ASTREA. Yeah, 4th base, anything. He's just, but more pylons especially, or he can't warp in. He does have a cannon in the main. He's got cannon battery in the 3rd, but he doesn't have that much map control right now. And I really think his Prism should have returned home a long time ago. Unless he just swaps it into zealots. At least all of his stalkers are at home now because they all died. 4th base gets cancelled. That's fine for ASTREA. Losing the 4th is not the end of the world. It's BYUN picking up and going in the main that's kind of scary. He's got just a few zealots there ready, which at least will spot this early enough. Stalker does die there. Zealot's going to run into the 3rd base, going to cause some damage. Not massive amount though. They're not shift clicked because ASTREA is busy defending in the main. And he does get a full medevac. Okay, worth it. Zealot's still just trading with Marines there. Prism goes for a big Zealot warping in the main. ASTREA throwing the kitchen sink to keep BYUN back. He's got to rebuild his 4th base though and re-establish his economy. Because as good as ASTREA's tech is and as good as, you know, this buying time is, he's buying time. He's not doing killer damage. Oh, the tank shots could actually be huge on the SCVs. Look at the way he spreads their Zealots out. And he drags the tank fire. Oh, the tanks, the MVPs of the Protoss arsenal, they slaughter a lot of the SCVs in that mineral line. Bringing it up to 17 workers killed. Much better for ASTREA. Whose Colossus are in the open? Boom! Oh my god, he's lost so many Colossus in this game, man. In this series, unnecessarily. And once again, guys, they're limp Colossus. He's trying to rebuild one, but he's forgotten the Viagra upgrade. He's got to make it. He's trying to take the 4th in the bottom. He's like, dude, I can't. Where do I take my bases on this map? And I'm like, you need control of the center. The problem is he's only got one observer. He's actually bringing it out of his perfect position in his opponent's base because he needs map vision. He needs to see where the army is. He's going to try and get out there. The medevac's going to pull back. He's thinking about securing this top right, at least getting some spotter units out there. BYUN's going to start clearing all that. Good cancel from ASTREA, but this base is in probs. He's got disruptors though. A big ball or two could be game-changing. The tanks are in a great position. Oh my lord! Oh, ASTREA, he's taking some massive tank shots. Archons are thankfully tanky boys, but with no battery overcharge to touch him up. This is really hard for ASTREA. He's lost too much map control. And I think I really want to bring this back, I think, to that Prism. He did great Stalker harass, but he did not keep up his macro during the Stalker Prism harassment. And because of that, he finds himself in a very hard position. Despite, is it that hard? Is it Pig? RoboBase still not upgrading it. Maybe it's not that hard. Wink wink, nudge, nudge. I didn't even need to say that. God damn it, Pig. Easy, calm yourself down, bro. 3-2 upgrades are on the way. Meanwhile, 2-2's already finished. BYUN has a slight upgrade advantage. BYUN's 4th base is now landed. If BYUN can just keep on building back up his SCV count, that'll give him a bit more survivability. Zealot does spot this.
My man!
It's not like Stalker's out, but if ASTREA can jump on this, ASTREA, go for it. Yeah, he should be jumping on that army for sure. He doesn't want to get lured too far out of position, I guess. Oh, this is a very real threat, as the unit's loss tab looks pretty good for BYUN so far. If he goes along the very bottom edge, look how far this is. That turret barely gets a hit off. Can drop a DT in this base, but he will die in the follow-up. Actually, I think there's plenty of dead space to hide in the corner. And indeed there is, so unless there's a Viking down there, he's going to stay there for a bit. Big drop getting ready for the main. The Zealot Stalker coming down. ASTREA, he's leaving his base at the wrong time. I think he missed that. Oh, he's got 9 gateways. 9 gateways is not that many. He also doesn't have recall there. Oh, he's got a lot of Zealot stalking nearby. Okay, didn't go too far. If he loses the Robo Bay, who knows, maybe that'll remind him he doesn't have Viags. Oh, +3 attack goes down as well. Oh, this is really bad. I mean, he's bringing up more stalkers now. He didn't want to fight too early. That gateway creating a beautiful choke point there for BYUN. His bio with those awesome upgrades doing good. The DT, the only thing that really allows ASTREA to hold on here, honestly. Stalker's starting to fall, always a problem. And he's trying to do another big Zealot warp in. His army on the front posturing at the same time, but remember, he's only got 1 Colossus in there, or 2 Colossus in total on the map. 1 in the natural. Does not have range on them. And BYUN just seems to be in such a good map control position that he has the ability to drop a 5th base and try to move out here. He has the ability to build it up. The problem, of course, is the fact that ASTREA's economy still seems to be pretty solid. And he's going to take a 5th base. You know, ASTREA's still up in supply. So as much as I'm like, oh no, this and that, it's like, well, wait, he's up in supply. Does it matter? Upgrades are ahead. How many ghosts we got out? 4 ghosts, 3 tanks, 2 libs. There's no Vikings anymore. The Colossus could be pretty effective. 3/3 upgrades starting. He's going to send all these probes out to his 5th base. Zealot runs in. Sees that there are more command centers on the way. This one's going to go pretty late game. How many medevacs have died? Chat was pointing out a lot of medevacs died this game. Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few got shot down. Now, DT Blink is a great way to just break planetaries. But ASTREA did run into some problems against that with BYUN, and some other players did. Where basically, because he leaves a Liberator at all of his bases, and I've talked a lot about if you put 2 Widow Mines and a Liberator, when those DTs blink in, they will get slaughtered. They will get absolutely annihilated. Because if you put 3 Widow Mines, it actually even one-shots the DTs. Because DTs have the same hit points as Mutalisks, but they don't have that Zerg instant regen. So when Mutas get put to 1 hit point by 3 Widow Mines, DTs just die. If they all get hit by the splash damage. Okay. Hard to chase into the EMPs because your Archons get taken down. Balls! Yeah, DTs and Disruptors pretty good units. BYUN thinks about engaging into that because he's a mad lad and does decide to pull back. I think he should just be kind of clearing up the map vision right now a little bit. Try to hold the watchtower. The moment ASTREA gets map vision, I feel like he levels up and... Oh my god! 15 minutes into the game, he starts to extend his thermal lance. Oh my. He's going to add the Observer movement speed after that as well. Guys, those 2 Colossus. This red hit point one's been alive for a long time deep in the red. And it is going to get +2 range. Going to go from 7 to 9 range. Which is pretty fantastic. Okay. Ball's just chipping away at the buildings. Not really able to clear anything important out. He's going to send a drop around the top, and that's something you should kind of expect at this point. DT there, getting a bunch of SCVs. Oh, yeah, I'm not watching. Guys, for those who don't know, the Prism is still in the back of the main, by the way. Oh, BYUN. BYUN! Wake up! Oh no, BYUN's slipping. He's slipping. Oh! Oh, what just happened there? Looks like some Stalkers died, some Bio died. There's still a Warp Prism down here. In the corner of the main, still a Warp Prism. Oh my god, he blinked on it. You blink, you look away. Bloody 14 Dark Templar, jump on your face, kill half your army, kill your planetary. You gotta push in, but guess what? You're pushing into balls. And we know how this feels. Now, for those who didn't see it, guys, if you're watching this live on Twitch, could we please get a link to the clip of how the grand finals finished the other day? Because there was a clip, I know you guys have access to it, of us casting. I would love to see that replayed so I can watch it between the games. The planetary gets sniped down. And he's going to try and do a recall. Does he not have energy? The Archon morph into recall is a legit maneuver because they're very tanky. But it looks like recall already got used on something else recently, so it's still on cooldown. Chat saying DTs don't blink. Not for a long part of StarCraft 2 they didn't, but they do these days. They actually have a separate upgrade called Shadow Stride. It's blink with a longer cooldown. It is the exact same ability, it just takes longer between uses, about, I don't know, 15, 17 seconds rather than about 9 seconds. He's coming forward, some Liberators. Still a good army for BYUN. He could still win this game. It's just their non-range libs. Oh, they're about to be range libs. Oh, he's actually gone range libs, guys. Range libs are so good versus Disruptors. They're so good. Oh my lord. Disruptors are coming forward. Battery overcharge not able to work its magic in this scenario. And he's going to be sending a big Zealot counterattack, a big DT counterattack on the 3rd. There's tanks and a Liberator. Now, obviously, none of this shoots up from Protoss, but it can get in there pretty quickly if those DTs blink on the turret, say. Oh, they're not going to do anything. Oh no, Meat Grinder does save some of them. Disruptors, Stalkers, Archons, Colossus trying to come forward and chip away at this army. He does land a decent ball there. Now, the real trick here is in the movement as ASTREA. You need to decisively throw your balls to chase the bio back and blink on the libs. But you know what? He's been outpositioned. Oh, his main base is in trouble. There's only 2 Liberators. He's going to warp in a DT on top of it, which is going to start just picking away units, you know, killing Marines and Marauders pretty quickly. Of course, the scan deals with that. More DTs coming in. And once again, there's a Liberator there. These Liberators are always... they're not going to stop you from doing damage, but they will kill your units eventually. It just makes it a costly investment. A Colossus Oh, it gets killed. Oh man, and look at the way BYUN has done this. A crazy game on Pride of Altaris. It's so hard to kill each other. But this really is working out, and it looks like ASTREA now. I mean, he can make Archons, but there's so many Ghosts out. What's that going to do? At the moment, if he could get a bunch of Archons out, maybe, just maybe. With no Disruptors, oh, his Disruptors are empty. ASTREA, a little dry on that juice that he really needs so badly right now. His Stalkers are going to try and take out the Libs. He'll finally clean this army, but I think he needed that decisive dive on top a little bit earlier because in the bottom left, his base is under heavy attack. Now, he recalls. That means this army can come straight back in. Look at that. BYUN pulls back on that side. Yes, the DTs do catch oh, that catches a lot of it, does ASTREA. But he loses another Nexus. And what do? Make mass Archon and go for an all-in? Do you rebuild your economy as ASTREA? BYUN's economy got pretty dicked as well. You've both taken massive damage. Oh my god, he's going to lose this army. Those are slow Zealot warp-ins. No, the Colossus are going to go down. Oh no, he's going to lose them. And that is the killing blow for BYUN. Well played by BYUN. He catches those units. The Zealot Stalker DT was too busy trying to hunt down BYUN's army. And I actually think it did very well at that. But then he just overextended here with his Colossus. If only he waited for a few more Zealots and Archons to warp in to reinforce it. Maybe, just maybe, he could have done something. ASTREA is still not completely out of this game. He's grabbing units with the mobility. I mean, the cost of abandoning those Colossus is because he wanted this mobility, right? But now he's going to lose another base here as well. That means he's down to one mining base. 47 probes ain't worth scratch if you don't got nowhere to make mines from. Stalkers could jump down there and get a medevac. Where's that Liberator? Looks like he did end up catching it. 3-3 versus 3-3. As ASTREA, what do? You build Nexus here? Or you just spend your bank on Archons and go? I think he's going to try to spend his bank on Archons and go, but no, he's building a Nexus. Oh, he's going to take BYUN's gold base. What a Chad. What a Chad. Only ASTREA in this situation would go, I got to go for broke. Let's go for his gold. It's the last place he'll look. Oh, his DT's just out of range. He's going to wait for the scan to run out and then snipe the turret. No. Oh, no. Ow. He's only got one Robo and no Robo base. So we can't even build Disruptors there. Ouch. Because we are adults. We are one community of gaming adults, and we are here definitely not because we like poo-poo and PP jokes, but because we like the elite, most hardcore strategy, real-time strategy game in the world. In the bottom left, Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. And in the top right, it's Alpha X ASTREA. What are you doing, BYUN? This is 2 Racks Reaper. Are you doing a Marauder build? Oh, I think it's Marauders. So I think he's going to wall up. Wait, but he's built it. Now, this is a funny spot because it looks like it's so obvious, but unless you go in there, you're always pathing around it. You're always pathing here to the left or here to the right. You never actually look inside behind that bush. Nexus before Cybercore again. ASTREA, greedy lad. It's gonna be a reactor first. Oh my. Wait. So he's going reactor first. Does he still put a command center down? Oh, he skips the orbital. So we can build a command center to convince him. Oh, so he convinces him. But wait, he's gonna see no orbital. ASTREA is like... ASTREA, does he notice? Because if he notices no orbital, he should know exactly what's happening and that he's being all in. Let's go to ASTREA's camera. Guys, there's meant to be an orbital finishing about now. And it's not even started. This is such a cheeky all in from BYUN, but ASTREA, I don't think he shows any reaction, any sign of noticing. Because he should be building a second gateway or a robo right now and immediately building fighting units. No, he puts down a Twilight. He wasn't paying attention. Normally they don't go in to check with the probe if there's a command center upgrading or not. He hasn't realized. Oh, he's dead. He's probably just going to die. I mean, maybe he could pull probes and get it, but basically what's going to happen, right, is 6 Marines are going to come across. They're going to join with 3 Marauders, and it's just like a killer attack. This is actually so hard to stop, man. I guess he goes maybe even just with the first 4 Marines. Now the Adept will come across. He's like, hey, let's check the Watchtower, just in case. See if there's anything over there. Oh, and now he doesn't even see the Marine. Could you? What the fuck, Astrea? Why'd you get like this? Why'd you shade over here, bro? Oh no, he's so dead. He's so dead. Oh, BYUN getting him with the cheeky build order. Oh no. The Stalker trying to fight with the help of the probes. Most of the probes are fighting the SCV. So they weren't properly blocking the Marauder. And he is dead as a doornail, dead as a doorknob, dead as a piece of driftwood. And that is such a rare thing to even look for because you never have to scout for the orbital. You don't even check for it. It didn't even register in his mind, hey, there's a missing orbital. What the shit is happening? It didn't even register, dude. And look, now there's a bunker up. Gee, well played. BYUN the Chadmeister himself. And he just gets the 3-1 revenge versus Astrea. He wanted that revenge. An amazing macro game victory on Pride of Altaris, followed up by this cheeky all-in to finish the day. Probe corpses are going floating to the top of the ocean. GG.